Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Suki, how's it going? Lurking. It is time. It is time for the finale, the final level of Arc Spirits and New Challengers. Um, Things have gotten in the way of me actually getting this done. Um, Throughout the week, but we are going to finish it out today. There, there's also the fact that the last two chapters really added some gravity to it. I don't know if that was. I mean, obviously, it's a serious. The last two chapters were very serious, but it kind of made it so that I didn't want to proceed until I was completely ready to do so. So kind of like that could be almost a negative in the fact that it might put people off from finishing the game. So I don't know. It definitely adds some weight to the story. Um, you know, it, and yeah, it just it was pretty heavy, and I was expecting it, sort of, because I'd seen a spoiler or two. There isn't really any trigger warnings at all, um, but I'm also in the middle of ordering food. Because I kind of just woke up a bit ago because my cat decided to try to keep me up all night. Comfortably resting on the bed now. Yeah, so there is that. Let's see if I can. I think there's a minimum order on this site. Order must be over $5. Okay, well I'm over that. What? Offer only available for pick. What? Yeah. Now I'm under the minimum order. Sorry, dealing with you, there's a thing if you go through Burger King, if you go through VK.com, it's much cheaper, like much cheaper. Um, but yeah, they're kind of getting me on a technicality here. Da, da, da. That's alright. The build your own meal is better anyway. Alright. Almost done. What can I say? One of those things with doing a visual novel is I hate eating on stream, and I've said this before, but at the same time, you have to keep your mouth kind of. If you don't eat something occasionally during a long visual novel stream, you will run into seriously dry mouth. Let's go get that. All right. Trying to tempt me with a frozen Fanta. I'll be alright. No clue what credit card I just put this on. Okay. That's all dealt with. We're only, 20 minutes in. Actually, I mean, it's only 10 minutes. Start the stream. I wasn't intending to start until 2. But, yeah, so Winter Stays On, level 8, final chapter. Let's jump right into it. Because I put it off long enough with different things that were just getting in the way all week. Let's go for it. Not about winning and losing. Maybe it never really was. This is about deciding who you are and what you believe in. It's about making a stand. I don't know if it's possible to win. We fought hard to reach the end of this road, but the final result is going to be tainted. Odds are we won't be granted the title of champion, even if we do somehow win. I don't care anymore. I will stand resolute against the ones who want me to fade away. Valkyrie, Iki, and my own self-loathing. Because even if I can't win, I will not lose. It is the distant future, 20XX, and we're apparently all that stands against the dark future of esports corruption. Not exactly what I was aiming to accomplish when I started on this path, but play the game in front of you, not the game you wanted to play. Valkyrie's forcing her Iris to cheat at FOD2, so she can rise all the way to the top. What's more, she's proven ready and willing to hurt anyone who stands against her. Naturally, I've chosen to stand against this. Not a smart move for my continued well-being, but if I care one whit about fair play or even human decency, there's no other option. We just can't call hacks on her. Nobody would believe us. We need evidence, and we need to sway the Pro Tour's organizers to hear that evidence. Not a task the pit crew can accomplish alone. We're going to need leverage. But before I can arrange any sort of leverage, it seems I've got one last task on my list to take care of. Temptation. Here I am, in the belly of the beast, the penthouse layer of team play to win. I mean, their places look pretty cool. I mean, you know, not bad. At the top of a skyscraper, as if attempting to rival Mount Olympus, pay to win, work and play and work, all under command of one Victoria Proud. Valkyrie, coach, manager, owner, cheat, swindler, arguably also attempted murderer.
And of course, our players have private rooms. I know most of your team are playing bunkmates to save money, but here we respect your privacy. And the view's terrific from up here, of course. There's also a hot tub on the deck when you want to relax after a hard day of training. We've got all the energy drinks you could want in our 7 different fridges.
Why? Why do you need 7 fridges? Why? Are you trying to personally start the apocalypse? Why do you need 7 fridges? Nobody needs 7 fridges. I mean, yes, I personally like having my own fridge. I'm very happy that I have one. But I'm not sure you need 7 fridges in a communal living situation. Valkyrie arranged this meeting with me, and while I have my guesses as to why, she's happier to give me the tour first. None of it sways me, but I pretend to care as she lists the many perks of being part of Team Pay2W. Flexing her power and wealth before we get down to business.
And of course, we're well stocked with products provided by all our sponsors, so we're never lacking for gear or snacks. I sense you're not amused by our humble abode. You want to get on with business, yes? Okay. Tour over. Let's talk.
She pauses, letting the whole aura of the place sink in and entice me before speaking.
I invited you here today for one simple reason. I want to recruit you.
Yeah, like this was a surprise. Of course, she's trying to do everything she can.
I know. We've been at each other's throats since the start of this. We're destined to face each other in the finals. So you're thinking, why would Val extend the olive branch? I'll tell you. The fact of the matter is that you're going to lose the championship. Remember, I told you we'd beat you at Pengy Paradise, and I wasn't lying. This is no different. You can't win this one.
This can't just be overconfidence. She's going to cheat. This time we're ready. We're going to set the trap and bait her into it. When she cheats, we'll be ready. Why offer to hire me onto her team if she knows she can stop us easily? May as well just ask. I don't get it. Why?
No, Play2Win needs to defeat your team in a fully sanctioned and official match. Until now, we've only beaten your team in unofficial show matches, and I want it on record. And once the dust settles from this, once your team is shown to be nothing but a squad of laundromat casuals, there's no reason you can't switch sides and join the real champions. See that ambition of yours through to the end. I'm sure you care about your friends, and that's noble. But you also know they aren't winners. Not like you. Pushing them to become a professional team was a mistake. It's time to realize that and realize the only path to your glory lies with me. My vision? After you lose the finals, your team disbands and you join me. Everybody wins. Sound good to you?
You keep bragging about your hot tubs and your pool table and your arcade games, but honestly, I see unused toys. Look at the dust on those joysticks. You work your team to the bone, pushing them hard for the glory of the championship, for your glory, and I'm done being part of that sort of thing. I've come to understand something, Valkyrie. A win isn't worth it if you destroy yourself getting across the finish line. So you can take your generous offer and stick it straight up your Sidious. I see we can't come to terms. It's a pity, but I did my best. I can go now. This meeting is over. You can go now. Obligingly, I turn to leave. But there's one more thing I could do. It's risky. It's possibly a terrible idea, honestly, but maybe it's the right thing to do. It's entirely possible she doesn't know she's cheating. It is possible that her Iris is cheating for her. But tough one. Because it's like I mean, if we open this up and we give her a chance, there's going to be some issues there. But again, there's a chance that she doesn't know. She's an awful person, but there's a chance she doesn't know. There's a chance that her Iris thinks that this is the best way to help her user. Risking a lot, perhaps tipping my hand about the trap we're setting. If I'm to be a moral person, a good person, I have to offer the chance. Miss Proud, you don't want to do this. Think about it for a minute. Your legacy is on the line. You're risking every legitimate accomplishment you've ever had. When the time comes to face us on stage, I beg you, please don't do what we both know you're going to do. I have no idea what you're talking about. I think you do. When you look back, trying to figure out where everything went wrong, this is that moment. This is where it all went wrong. I'm offering you a chance to stop this before you lose it all. What are you up to? What's all this about exactly? Can't risk confirming anything. I have to keep this vague. When we face each other again, I trust you'll do the right thing and let fate decide who will stand and who will fall. Until that day, Miss Proud, I take my leave. She knows what I'm talking about. She orchestrated all this, and now, hopefully, I've planted a seed of guilt that will grow. Like I say, I don't know how far they're going to take this, because like I say, it's possible she has no clue what's going on. But her own actions would have convinced her Iris that this is the right thing to do. So even if this is entirely her Iris, it's still on her because the Iris kind of, takes on some of the traits of the user. Maybe when we fight on the grand stage, we can see who will win and who will lose by skill alone. Untrapped, thoroughly baited, except for Teensy Weensy Problem. We don't actually have a trap yet, just a pile of bait waiting for a proper trap to be built around it. You are super not great at metaphors. Hey, at least she's consistently bad at them. There's something to be said for consistency. However, I have a fine array of steel-jawed traps available for the choosing. That's why I've gathered the team today. I want us to select the means by which we shall enact justice upon Valkyrie.
A bit concerning, that?
Indeed, we must be thoughtful in matters of justice. In dealing with Coda, we were a bit thoughtless. We can do better. We need to make sure Valkyrie's crimes are exposed, but also do it in a way that is fair and efficient. Some of my proposal may not meet those standards, but hear me out. I want to lay everything on the table before we decide. I think we have 4 options here. I'm confident enough in my ability to make all 4 work, so it's just a question of which one we want to run with. First candidate on offer is probably the most obvious one. Punchy78, lead reporter for Fight Shack. I've spoken to him before, and he seemed eager to support our team. I want to check something. Maybe it's just for the clicks on his articles about us, but doesn't that really matter? Bungie's been following a rivalry from Team Play 2W closely and keeping the public informed, so involving him is natural next step. Simple enough. We tell Punchy everything we know about Valkyrie's crimes, offer juicy details on its website, get everything out there. In return, he uses his connections to get us the Pro Tour organizers so he can convince them to run Grace's anti-cheat. Catch Valkyrie in the trap, exposing her cheating, and Fight Shack's right there to get the word out far and wide.
I see your point.
I've worked with Fight Shack in the past. Punchy would be more than happy to help us out. He's a great guy.
I anticipate failure.
Except he's also given Valkyrie just as much glowing praise. Her comeback story would have been possible without Fight Shack.
Bad idea.
He used to do freelance copy editing for websites before he turned pro. Trust me when I say the press can and will spend anything for more ad revenue and more clicks. Even if Punchy's totally in our corner, Valkyrie's attempt at manipulating public image, she could easily slip out from under this. Okay, well, we have another option. What we want is justice. There's a direct and simple appeal we can make. We call the cops, and they sort this mess out. The night of Coda's incident, I spoke with the officer in charge. Fraud, harassment, things like Detective Ji Woo Ho. The cops are supposed to be the ones you call in times like these, and this is Domino's aunt. We can have some confidence we'll see justice.
Sure thing.
Trust me, Auntie's on the level. She's one of the only people in my family who gives a single solitary shit about me. Ji Woo will make this work.
No f***ing
Cops, no way. We don't need them on there. Sorry, Dom, but Auntie or no Auntie, bacon always smells like bacon.
No thanks.
That's right. This would result in much larger scale public scandal, putting us and the scene in a bad light. There's also, again, the concern of the what this could do to the irises as a whole. Another option, although it's even riskier, I'll warn. I know the one's going to sound ridiculous, but you know me. You know I wouldn't lie about this something important. Back at Max, I was contacted by a mysterious woman in black from some unknown branch of the federal government. Reasons a bit too weird to get into, involving my brain nearly getting scrubbed by a haunted arcade game. What? Bear with me. This agent said if I had any information about someone abusing the technology behind Iris, I should call her. We know Valkyrie is manipulating her Iris to dominate the scene, cheating at contests, and harassing her enemies. Abusing the tech this woman is trying to control. Risky, Possibly someone who shut down the Iris Project because it's strange origins, but she is a strong contender.
Impressive.
Something keenly appealing about Valkyrie vanishing in some CIA prison, assuming the supposed mystery woman is CIA or NSA or FBI or whatever. Trust you when you say you aren't making up this weirdness. I'm in favor of measured but risky play, I say whatnot. Why not? Because that's the woman who nearly murdered Iris. Yeah, exactly. Major is right. She was involved in the shutdown, and now we want her to handle someone abusing Iris. We can't risk it. She's the one who demanded Iris be killed. She's the one who I've been scared of, the reason I haven't been involved in that fight. But this is two birds, one stone. I thought through, in return of offering up a criminally abusing Iris's technology, we can negotiate a peace treaty, get her off Iris's back. This could be for both. Yeah, that's not going to work. Long shot. Extremely long shot. I have my doubts about this. I can do it. You turn me loose and we'll see what we can do. Play our cards right, we can secure justice for Valkyrie and justice for Iris. And that brings me to the final option, which might be the most extreme one. We have an in with the teams that's running with Iris Collective, a gang of justice-minded hackers. Ursula Major. This is going to mean outing Loxley to the group, but maybe it's time if we're going to have our best chance of righting these wrongs. This isn't time for Cloak and Dagger. It's high time we put all our cards on the table, Loxley. Do you agree? Huh? I see. So be it. For the glory of the pit crew and for justice itself. I am involved with a group called the Ghost Monsters. They are indeed the anonymous hackers behind the Iris Collective. Loxley. My true purpose here was to watch over Grace to ensure she remains safe and free from involvement in our crimes. The Irises take us with this, out of love of their creator.
I offer my sincere apologies.
I'm sorry, Grace. Sorry, everyone. My original reason for coming to Good Clean Fun was a subterfuge. What? That explains a few things, notably why you're so keen on spending time with Grace. I wasn't expecting to get involved in an international Cloak and Dagger affair, and yet here we are. We trusted you as friends. This was all a farce? On the contrary, I believe it to be real with all my heart. I hold fast to those I care for, and I consider you all my cherished friends. But the honest truth of it is that my original purpose was dishonorable. If you wish me to depart the team, I will understand. I already knew. What? I knew all along that you were working with Iris. I am very smart, you know.
That's wonderful.
But I also knew you did it out of love. Love for Iris. And so I didn't say anything. That kept us all safe, and I didn't want you to feel like you failed in your mission. But I'm involving myself in Iris's life more. I don't need your protection from these awful truths, and so I free you from your obligation. Now you can just be our friend, okay? Grace. You are mercy and forgiveness. You are a better friend than I deserve. Accept. Will do all in my power to support the pit crew. Please, everyone, don't look at this as betrayal. He was in a difficult position, and if anyone should be upset, it's me. I'm not, so please be understanding as well.
Okay, sure. Why not?
I'm generally in favor of sneaky bastards fighting for the side of good, and it's not like we aren't already knee-deep in weirdness, so hey, damage done, move on. Can't say I'm thrilled, but it's Grace's call as the person most affected. I trust her judgment. You should too.
Wait. What?
I am 15 different flavors of confusion right now. Bottom line it for me, please. Are we going to jail? We should be in the clear, Zap. Even if one of our team is a cybercriminal with pirated software, we're hardly accomplices. Let's put that aside and focus on the original point. Loxley's allies, the ones running the Iris Collective, could help us? How? Let me continue. With Loxley's help, we can reach out to them and ask the Ghost Monsters to dig up solid evidence on Valkyrie's crime, then leak it all to the internet. They can likely also help us with the anti-cheat software installed so we can detect Valkyrie's crimes live and direct. Honestly, this is the most powerful option we have. It sinks us deeper and deeper into a wild conspiracy, but it's a strong win. The court of public opinion will take over after all the dirt comes out. I will walk free with all the possible deniability Rhapsody meant. Too much. Could we dial it back from Hollywood thriller levels and just focus on getting Valkyrie slam dunk in public? Yeah, even if this would be a near instant win for us, we'd be better off not digging ourselves any deeper. So those are the options. Yes, Punchy, Detective Cho, Woman in Black, Ghost Monster. All these options will work. I'll make them work. Given every single option has people for and against, I'm not sure which one to go for. All those in favor of dumping the decision wholly on the head of coach manager Cat Wrangler. Do I have to? Okay, plus that way if something goes to jail, it's not me. I trust Ursula Major's decision, a great team manager and good friend. I'm sure her choice will work out fine. I have concerns, but loyalty means faith and trust. I will trust in you. I'm thinking this one, pay you the big bucks so you can deal with crap like this. You don't pay me anything. Point is, you should go with the heart tells you. I mean, you can't not go with the ghost monsters, right? This is another one of those, like, if you're playing through from the old game, you had to go down the Polybus hole, right? So I left the rival path completely untouched, right? I didn't even bother with the rival at all, right? Because I wanted to go completely with the Polybus story. Which means you pretty much have to go with one of these two anyway. But you really have to go with the ghost monster. You can't go any way other than. I think our best bet is Loxley's hacker buddies. All we need to do is expose her sins. They don't need to go through official channels to get that job done. It also gives us plausible deniability when everything goes down. we won't be the ones airing the dirty laundry. Fine line to walk, and I'd like to not repeat the mistakes of shaming Coda. We are true sins, and true sins alone, not simply grievances that grant us advantage. I need to make some arrangements. My allies won't reach out to you directly. I can play a man in the middle. Okay, we'll take care of this together. No need to involve anyone else in the team. I could help. Iris is my creation, and they're protecting her. Wouldn't suggest it. If this doesn't end us cleanly, I'd rather you not get caught up in a mistake. I'm ready to step up and help Iris find her way. Why not directly work with the ones keeping my creation safe? I'm not saying you shouldn't, just that we should wait until the fallout settles before you put yourself at risk. Suppose that does make strategic sense. Okay, but be careful, both of you. I don't want you getting hurt. We'll be careful. Promise. I shall make some calls. This won't take a moment. Maybe I should have gone with the safer option. Work with the cops, talk to the press, but Valkyrie could have slipped out from under us if we tried to play it safe. I want this put to bed. Show the world what she is and let the chips fall where they may. Within an hour, Loxley informed me that the meeting was arranged, a clandestine gathering behind good, clean fun. No way his allies would expose their actual location to me, nor did I really want to know where Iris's servers were housed. The less I knew, the better. So they're called ghost monsters, really? Like Pac-Man ghosts? You merely adopted the arcade, Ursula Major. We were born in it, molded by it. Just seemed a bit of a silly name for an internationally wanted hacker gang running rogue servers housing dangerously powerful AI. Silly name can be disarming, yes? Hiding one's true strength behind a playful exterior. A technique sadly adopted by many who crave injustice, but I assure you that we are on the side of good. Well, more like chaotic good. Whom are we meeting with?
Me.
Sue!
You're meeting with me.
Yay, Sue! Young woman, probably a few years younger than me, slips out from the shadows of the alley. Could have been standing there the whole time for all I know.
So, this is your team's cat herder?
Indeed.
Huh. Expected you to be taller. Name Sue. Hacker extraordinaire and leader
Taller
of
than
the
you.
Ghost Monsters. The ones Loxley called friends long before he called you his friends.
Pleased to meet you.
So, Loxley says you want our help. We've got 15 minutes before the traffic cams in the area reboot, and I need to scram, so get on with it. I'm a semi-public figure, so I hope you appreciate me popping my head up to chat with you like this. Normally, I don't go this far for a stranger.
Semi-public? You're Tsunami? Yeah, duh. Daughter of the weirdo who used to run the palace?
One and only. Daddy Dearest used to gaslight me into being his thug for hire. Those days are long gone, and so is he. I've got a higher calling now. I keep Iris safe. Call it a long chain of favors stemming back to the bad old days. And every minute I spend out here puts Iris at risk. Say what you came to say, so I can laugh in your face and go home for a nice bowl of cereal and some cartoons.
I mean, it is Friday. You gotta have your bowl of cereal, right? Okay, so not starting on the best foot. Oxy's leaving this in my hands. He's already packed our case. Cleared our case. Now it's up to me. I'm abusing an Iris, manipulator, and team play to win is cheating and get rid of anyone who threatens them. They must be stopped. I got a digital cloak and dagger mission that calls for your particular set of skills. Funny enough, like, you know, the kindly route is the route that makes you friends with Sue and stuff, right? In the original game, but it's not to our character. It's not how we've been playing the game. And this is probably the way to go anyway. This is what we've been trying to do. Try to get them to cheating. Try to get them from hurting people. Beware of a situation when playing play to win as a coach, Victoria. Yeah, Loxley told me all about your little playground rivalry. Phrase is worse than who got picked last for a game of dodgeball. She's not only cheating, she's using her Iris to harm others. Valkyrie's Valkyrie's. See, I'm already getting tongue-tied. Valkyrie's Iris hacked the medical records of the former player, just to spite him for humiliating her in public. He lost access to his antidepressants and then he played in traffic. Not how I'd put it, but yes. See, normally I'd tell you this sort of thing is beneath me, unimportant compared to the safety of Iris, but that part, that's the worrying part. Sue ponders the implications of that for a moment. Fortunately, she comes up smiling, nodding.
Fortunately for you, the Iris Collective agrees that something needs to be done, and they're cool with me helping you out. We'll dig hard into Valkyrie's past, pull out every single dirty secret she's hidden away from the public eye, package it up nice and neat, blast it wide after she's caught in the act. But the real prize for us is saving a vulnerable Iris from her influence. We can't determine which Iris is the one Valkyrie's gaslighting and treating like crap, since they're all individually encrypted. So, while we're dealing with your schoolyard bully, we'll also be trying to trace the individual Iris. Get her the help she needs after all the smoke clears. You utterly bury your rival's reputation, we keep the collective from being harmed, everybody wins.
Really? Great.
Not so fast. There's a price tag for the service.
Sue, I know we discussed this before, but are you certain that...
Absolutely certain. Thing is, friend, thanks to loose lips on Loxley here, you know way more about our operation than you're supposed to. Not all of it, but enough to be dangerous. I don't like half measures. I like things simple and clean. So, if you want the Ghost Monsters in your corner for this, you join the Ghost Monsters. You become one of us, working for the good of the Iris Collective just like Loxley. You'll have freedom to run your silly little gamer club any way you want. I don't care about that. But now and then, we may call on you to do a service for Iris. Won't always be easy. You'll have split loyalties just like Loxley, but at the end of the day, you'll be helping make the world safer for Iris to live in. And better for humanity as a whole. No more dipping your toe in this conspiracy when it's convenient for you. You go all the way or none of the way. So, we got a deal.
Well, again, through this playthrough, we've done it full deal the whole way. We haven't stopped. We haven't, went another direction when the option was there. It's been full on with Iris and Polybius the whole time. So definitely going to be go that way. Part of my thing says that my order has arrived. That says the order has been delivered. So I am going to go check on that. Right back. Right, just taking a little bit longer than normal because DoorDash can't follow instructions and put it at the right door, so it's gave me a cheeseburger. Upper. Okay, so they must have not had chicken. chicken. Spicy sauce. Okay, okay, I'll accept that. I'll accept that. I'm fine with that. That is an acceptable change. Kind of prefer the original chicken sandwich. Style patty anyway. So we'll take that. That's okay. Whole bunch of noise. Battle everything up here. Sorry about that. And now we can continue on. Got a deal? This is not what I expected, but I've been wrapped up in the conspiracy since the day I approached Locksley demanding to know the truth about Polybius, haven't I? I didn't want to get involved. I could have let that slide. I wanted the truth, and I wanted the full truth. I need to go all the way. Exactly. We've stayed with this the whole route. And for penny and for pound, I'm ready to sign up. Not gonna make me assassinate anyone, just engage in shenanigans. On a scale of 1 to 10, exactly how Jason Bourne are we talking here? Am I going to be sniping foreign dignitaries from 2 miles away or something? No, we're geeks running a server farm, no murdering anyone. But you won't be expected to play IT support for us. Mostly I'm thinking you can help us promote Iris acceptance within esports, so simple stuff like that. Along with trying to find Polybius technology, of course, you can be a great help with that. Once we can get the original hardware, we can cure Iris of the Polybius strain in her heart. See? Just normal type clandestine stuff, not regime changes or bank heist. In that case, sure, why not? I'm game. Guess this means you need a code name, and we're fresh out of Pac-Man ghosts. Missing no. I am the Shadow. Tomokaze. Tomokaze seems a little too on the nose. I mean, you don't want to stick to your regular code name. You don't want to do Tomokaze. It's got to be either the Shadow or Missing No, right? I think we'll go over the Shadow. I am the terror that flaps in the night. You may call me the Shadow. What? Like the old-timey radio guy? Look, it's just a cool name. I like it, okay? Okay, the Shadow, if that's what you want. The Shadow. Ghost Monsters acquire the Shadow, and you acquire all of Valkyrie's dirty laundry. We'll also help you get your anti-cheat software installed. Anything else you need while we're wheeling and dealing? You want a sandwich? A great sandwich shop? One more thing, Grace wants to be more involved in Iris's life. I know you were keeping her out of the loop, but once the dust settles from this, I'd say bring her in. You mean Khaleesi? Huh? A code name for her, you know? Grace, mother of irises, breaker of NDAs, first of her name. Funny. What can I say? We're a bunch of fucking nerds. Best 6-season long show ever made. Ha ha! Oh gosh. Yes. In the perfect timeline, Game of Thrones was only 6 seasons long. Oh my goodness. Loxley's even winking at that. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, so it was a joke. Okay. Weren't there 8 seasons? Best 6-season long show ever made. Bear with me while my body decides if I'm allowed to eat today or not. It's just shadow, not too late. Oh. Ah, excuse me. All right. Sorry about that. Side effect of being me is that sometimes food just refuses to agree with me. Yeah. No pattern or reasoning behind it, and like the food will then suddenly go back to eating the same food just fine. The same food another day is perfectly fine. Sometimes anyway, on we go. Better devil than you know, I was already involved in the mess thanks to Polybius. Maybe now I'll get even more answers. Most importantly, we're all set for Valkyrie's takedown. 1 month of light training and prep work, and we'll face off against her. ... He says. This time we'll be ready. One month come and gone in the blink of an eye. We did some training on a lighter schedule, played a bunch of different games, had a few group outings to keep turn morale up. Managed to get some alone time with Grace and Jinx here and there. Grace seems determined to drag Jinx and me out to every little hipster coffee shop. Who knows? And that is a lot of hipster coffee shops. Jinx isn't into that, but is just happy to spend time with the two of us. Always happy to do the same. Well, here we are, the Fist of Discomfort 2 Pro Tour Finals. Jerry Lawson Memorial Sports Stadium, smaller than traditional ball-focused sports, but just as hot an atmosphere of any superb owl could manage. Goodness. The atrium's packed with industry booths and indies, showing off gamer, swag, or brand new competitive titles. Fine playground for fans and players. Made it, gang, the big time, the main event, the ultimate arcade destination. And the first major pro tour, too. History in the making. Feels like every year the scene manages to grow exponentially. Go my whole life without being locked in a building with thousands of sweaty, unshowered gamers. Yet there's something wholly invigorating about inhaling the deep musk of an excited crowd. Ah yes, gamer musk. Bottle and sell some. See what you get there. See where that gets you. Shell's got a Magic Moon Cuties 2 booth. I need to play that. A lot of cool stuff going on, but don't forget the real reason we're here. To get utterly wrecked by Valkyrie in front of an audience of thousands, right? Exactly. Not how I put it, but yes. Not gonna lie, things will get weird when it's time to hit the stage. This won't be a normal fight, and the aftermath could put harsh spotlight on whoever's standing there. I need to confront Valkyrie, but as for my player 2, should be one of us. Good with jumping on this particular esport grenade if you want me to. I want to do my heart to help clean up the toxicity. How about? This is a hard choice. I'm putting Grace up front in the center seems like a good idea and a bad idea. Jinx, on the other hand, is the one we're most closely attuned with. That's the obvious choice. Grace just might offer some different story options. You know, just because she is who she is. And Grace wants to help the esports scene, but they said, you know, it might come down harsh on it, whoever's in the spotlight. Let's go with Jinx. Jinx will confront her together. You got it. Going to officially register our tag team with the tournament staff and then try to meet up with Sue. Everyone else, and go enjoy the party. Jinx and I need to beat 2 teams in the tournament to advance the actual final, so you can fight party like you can. Not exempt from partying, this is a prime opportunity for fun, take it. Sakurai got matches to win, she can end against the plan. So multitask, don't let life pass you by is all I'm saying. Don't get fixated on Valkyrie that you forget who you're trying to be. Let's not relapse of training spreadsheet Ursula manager. Right. I'll make an attempt. Sorry. I'll settle the team breaks up to go investigate the world's wonders on offer. There we go. Dapper's right. I know I'm going to be dunking myself into a shark tank later today. I don't want to fall back on bad habits, focusing my whole life on accomplishment. I glance around the room, pondering what to tackle first when I hear a beep.
Beep beep.
Hi, Iris. What's up? I know you're headed in some really stressful stuff, so I want to make a little recommendation to you. If you're ever in doubt as to what to do, remember who you are. I mean, in terms of your identity. You know those intense identity situations I've been tracking? The ones where you can't take certain approaches that don't mesh with your personality? Yeah, I've been avoiding Miss Bold and aggressive, not my style. Exactly. I'm guessing you're going to run into some super intense identity situations. Only one way through using your best technique alone. That's a scary name. It's actually not that scary if you think about it. It means you have a strong, well-developed go-to solution, so use it. And for me, that'd be, part of my calculations, your best bet for how to deal with Valkyrie is to be steady. You think solutions through, arrive at perfect answers. And that comes naturally to me. Every problem has a solution, even the ones I'm facing today. Just hope my solution works how I'm expecting it to. Well, let's say that, in theory, I want to take a different approach. We have all day to chat with people before you need to really dive into personal playbook. There's time to learn new approaches. I know that in the end you'll make the right decisions, and the pit crew won't be completely destroyed by your own folly. Yes, that. Let's avoid that.
Iris offline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't fixate, blah, 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 blah. Queen Bee. No demon. Rival. Sponsor. Hamza. Venomat. Wow, tough choices. I think we have to go Ben and Matt, Hamza, and Queen Bee. It's cool. The sponsor is cool, but I think we got to go this route. Surprisingly enough, Ben and Matt are here. Guess they left good, clean fun in the hands of the other pizza smith, laundromasters, and arcade floor attendants. They're running a booth with a colorful banner advertising the latest culinary creation. Oh no.
Hello. Hello.
You following me around or something? You're normally 20 city blocks away from here.
Ah, but this is the ideal locale to reveal our newest invention, Gamer Snacks.
Oh no. Very few are missing from the organized road. Mm-hmm. These are literally just veggie platters. You made veggie platters and called them gamer snacks.
Can you deny that gamers tend to avoid nutritious, high-quality vegetables in their diets?
Well, you got me there.
Splendid.
Don't know if I want to make this my whole lunch, but I won't deny I could use some vitamins. We already addressed the hybrid business. It allows them to do what they both like. Pizza, laundry, and arcades. Before that, use books and donuts. Now veggies and gaming. Seems unfocused. It works, but I never quite understood the matchup.
Ah, but remember, the two of us have many different loves. For example, Matt loves cooking and I love business.
Ben loves a fancy cocktail. I enjoy a pint of ale.
He says tomato and I say tomato. One of those is a lie.
He says potato and I say potato. One of those is a lie.
Between us, we've got inspiration and ideas for days. Years even.
And they'll be happy years, sharing what drives us and exploring the possibilities. That's the key to a good marriage and a good business, I feel.
These guys are so great. Still a lot of different focuses.
Well, how do your friends manage it? Look at Grace, FOD2, indie game development, console game collecting, huge RPGs.
Mm-hmm. Except Grace constantly worries that she never finishes anything.
Better than being monotonously focused on one thing with nothing else going on in your life. Eh? Eh?
Right, that's not great either. Call to the floor. Call to the floor.
Not to say that focus is a bad thing. Be focused. Just don't be blind to the possibilities of life in the process.
For instance, the possibilities to come in your future. You're about to undergo a heck of a trial by fire, aren't you? I wonder what you'll emerge as. Where do you go from here? Being fixated on the here and now? Okay. But tomorrow is another day. What will your tomorrow bring? Have you given it any thought?
My future. You can kind of use all the bonus points here at the end and stuff to sway probably towards like your second strongest trait, but for too long, teams like P2W have dictated terms of esports, teaching people that cruelty will triumph and show them another path. Want the pit crew to be an ambassador for the arcade community, show the way. Once Valkyrie's taken good care of, good will triumph.
Destroy your enemies! Tear them from their thrones! Death to kings!
Now, let's not bring regicide into this.
No, but it's so much fun.
Regardless of what the future may bring, we're confident you'll find your way through.
Aw,
We're proud of you,
so
you
much
know.
fun. Aw, that's nice.
Indeed. Stumbling through our doors as an uncertain newcomer before becoming a true leader? That's a lovely redemption arc you've enjoyed.
And we'll be there to support you, come what may.
But eat your veggies.
Yes, and eat your veggies.
Pit crew stage B for first match. Exchange to meet up. First opponent complete pushover. Honestly feel kind of bad. This is another mostly amateur team that got some lucky wins and qualified for finals. We ran a clinic on them. We chat a bit, exchange some tips. I offer encouragement, no sense demoralizing the newbies. Back to exploring the Pro Duo Carnival. What do I talk to next? None other than Hamza, enigmatic and charismatic patron of the arcade. And he's running a dealer booth. Goodness. With the help of a few of his assistants. But it's weird to see someone like him working retail. No, wait, it's not a retail operation. The banner for his booth reads, "All that you desire for free."
Ah, my good friend. Welcome, welcome. Hamza is pleased to see you again. Can Hamza interest you in rare and valued arcade treasures obtained during his worldwide travels? Many a rare gem can be found within the stock I have brought to this event.
True enough, I see some collector's pieces, limited edition gamer paraphernalia, and even some arcade circuit boards. What, you're just giving stuff away?
Hamza
No.
may embrace an opulent and lavish style for presentation purposes, but ultimately he prefers to live modestly. Clutter and waste are an enemy to be slain. So, when Hamza's storage warehouses overfill with treasure, it is time to redistribute some arcade delights to the masses. Hamza is no dragon sitting on a golden hoard. Perhaps Hamza could interest you in a collector's edition statue of Tomokaze in a rare Shadow Arts costume? All things are possible through Hamza. One item per customer only. All transactions are final. All employees of the palace or other major arcade chains are exempt from this offer. Do not test the patience of Hamza.
Nothing in this pile of gamer swag that I really need, but maybe I could get a gift for someone on the team. Ultima 7. Giving away a sword? You know, I think the Pro Tour means the most to Rhapsody. I think we'll give that for him. We'll give that to Rhapsody. One Pro Tour pin, please. They passed these out to sponsors only. The players didn't get them. Rhapsody would love this piece of esports history. Sorry. One was gifted to me from Diago himself. Hamza shall include some other limited edition merchandise as well. One of Hamza's many helpers boxes a gift up for me. I should probably carry this up to the hotel room rather than lug it around. May your ally find happiness in the treasure. Hamza is pleased to spread joy. This is a gift. It means I haven't asked for something yet. Test not the patience of Hamza, my friend, but you are technically correct, which is sufficient. Speak your desire. Like it is not the only one that I'm genuinely curious about. I would like the true name of Hamza. That is not on offer. It's behind the desk, isn't it? Everything behind the desk is on offer. Come on, I gotta know. Who's the real Hamza? Anyone else, I would cast you out into the cold to walk alone through the esports wilderness. But for you, it's Hamza. Literally my name. Drat, I thought I was being clever too.
Ah, Hamza would not wish you to walk away unsatisfied. I shall offer more. What you see, the lavish clothing, the air of refined grace and power. This is, of course, an image, a mystique that I cultivate to enact my will on this world. I don't consider it to be a facade, though. No. Image is a matter of presenting the self you wish to be, and then following through on that wish. I wish to be the one who embraces the arcade and supports it through my wealth and privilege. The carefully designed aura of Hamza, the eccentric stranger, allows me to do this. Hamza is generosity with confidence. Hamza is justice with a will of iron. Hamza is striking and breathtaking, but a figure of compassion. Therefore, Hamza is my true name. I choose to be Hamza because Hamza is what I wish to see in this world.
Very nice.
My friend, I know that you will face your nemesis on this day. In the aftermath, come what may, ask yourself one question. What do you want this world to be? And what must you become to make it so? Are you vengeance or justice? Are you conqueror or challenger? Ponder this, my friend, and I know you will see yourself through the trials to come. Wonderful. Now, if you will excuse Hamza, Hamza has many more gifts to bestow upon this wonderful world of arcades, which is a Hamza manner of saying, the line behind you is getting long, please go, I want to wrap this up before lunch.
Right. Thanks, Hamza. Who I want to be. Know who I want to be. I want to be the one who brings Valkyrie justice, right? Don't get cocky. The next team could halt the road. They put up a hard fight, a team of pros who have been around the touring circuit longer than we have, but we squeaked out the win. Seems the last month of light training was enough to keep us sharp because we overcome them in the end. Handshakes and good feelings all around. Though, not all veterans are salty, spotlight hugging types like Valkyrie. Fight complete. We're locked in. Finals against Play to Win. Done. I think we have to go with Queen Bee. I think we have to go with Queen Bee. Floating around the booth showing off some new competitive party brawler. I spot Queen Bee of the 4 Heavenly Kings, but isn't she supposed to be in the tournament? On the other side of the bracket, so we haven't directly clashed yet. Lots of expletives. QB, what up? We're out of the tournament, that's what's up. My partner, the demon, was flying in from Japan, but his flight got canceled last minute due to some computer error. We managed to get another flight, but it's not going to arrive for hours. They disqualified us. You believe this? A computer error? Some air traffic controller thing, I don't have the details, but apparently the whole airport got slapped with cyber attack to fuck things up. That seems way too coincidental. I may know who did that. Upon hearing that I might hold the answer, Queen Bee rushes up to me, fire behind her eyes. She puts a firm hand on my shoulder. You what? Who the asshole who did this? You're standing in the way of Victoria Proud. Team Play to Win. So she made her Iris hack your face wall. Wait, her? You think Valkyrie did this? Stands to reason, right? You're an obstacle and a threat to our triumphant return, and she did the same to us. Remember the Pengy Paradise debacle? Turns out she hacked the game to ensure a flawless victory.
But that doesn't track. You haven't been deep in the scene as long as I have, champ. I know Valkyrie. I fought against her numerous times in FOD tournaments. At EVO, we were playing and one of my joystick buttons died on me for a few seconds, making me drop a full combo. I reported it, and they thought I was just being salty. But Valkyrie believed me, and she insisted the judges throw out her win and restart the match.
What? Seriously?
Seriously. She didn't want a tainted victory.
Hmm.
That guy? Oh yeah, he was an asshole. No pity for him. Sure, she can carry a grudge 1,000 miles, and after what he did, I would too. Don't think you have the whole story on that one. But cheating? That's not like her. That's not Valkyrie. Don't get me wrong, Valkyrie can be an incredible hard ass who shows zero mercy. But she's not as nice or approachable as I am. And admittedly, she's made some errors in her career, which has bred toxicity within the community. But stooping to cybercrime just to knock me out of the tournament? I don't know. That's just not Valkyrie.
That's this gigantic string operation to prove she's an esports tyrant and everything. She's in as it. I'm going to be jumping on a grenade, aren't I? But I don't get it. We got hacked. We got proof. I'm not saying you're wrong. For all I know, Valkyrie could be become bitter and jaded since we last fought. Again, I think this is probably her Iris. It's possible that her Iris is being manipulated by some other way, or it's possible her Iris just went plain evil. if you've got some way of exposing her, do it. This community doesn't stand for people like that. Got to be true. Everything's pointing to her being a complete menace. Then make it happen, champ. You're no quitter in the face of injustice.
Things are constantly changing, you know? We pioneers laid the path, but we laid it to allow newer players to come into the FOD scene. It's hard for the ones who have been here since the beginning to fade away into the background. Old instincts to cling to the fame and thrill we love are strong. So I get it. I get what Valkyrie might be feeling. But this isn't the way. We should be able to leave the scene while inspiring others, not end it all going down in a f***ing mess of flames. Champ, make sure you don't let it end like that.
No worries, just a big ask for one of those popular FOD players. I pushed the feelings away. I can't deal on this now. I have other things I should be doing. Hang on. In files, I still haven't heard from Sue. We're gonna get Grace's anti-cheat software installed. We're gonna have to trap Valkyrie when she goes after us. We gotta get that done. The Shadow. Meeting arranged. Backstage green room. 2 minutes from now. Hurry. And then the text deletes itself. Right after that. Locking my phone, I flash my backstage pass. Make my way through the catacombs. Behind the scenes. One second. Making a whole bunch of noise. Backstage is a hustle of frantic activity as tournament crew rush to prepare the stage for a final showdown, happening in a little under an hour. Thankfully, nobody's paying attention to me, which means I can carry on some cloak and daggery type meeting. It also means people constantly bumping to me as I look for my ally. Cutting it kind of close here with the timing, but at least we've still got a chance, especially with Sue in my corner. Thanks for coming out to help. Are we all ready to go? Yeah, running into a few problems there. Oh good, now there's 2 of them. Jason Takeshi. That's funny. If you're here to complain about how OP Akari is, save your breath. She's perfectly balanced in the wider scope of the whole roster. I'm not here to whine about your fighty time game. What are you my personal assistants for the day? I need tea? Chamomile tea. Just plain ass chamomile tea. None of the fancy herbal blends. Don't even need a proper introduction. I know exactly who this is. Jason Takeshi, lead developer of the entire Fist of Discomfort series, and its since inception. Notoriously reclusive, hates giving interviews, hates talking to anyone. Seemingly hates existence itself, but a brilliant game designer. I was hoping we'd be working on some lower level peon in the mighty apparatus that keeps esports going. Someone more easily convinced, but it seems that Sue took me all the way to the top of the food chain to plead my case. Goodness, sorry about that. I have to just be silent. So, I wanted to let you know that Valkyrie's cheating. Vicky doesn't cheat. Believe it or not, I've known Vicky since she was The little brat running around my favorite arcade. One of the reasons I can call her that instead of her silly Valkyrie gamer. And she's annoying, okay, but not a cheater. That's not the Vicky I know. Hate to say it, but that little brat grew up to be an even larger brat. She's cheating and we have proof. Using a software app on her phone to hack the FOD2 games remotely, modifying the code to make her easily win her matches. Also, the not-so-small matter of cyberbullying, harassment, possible attempted murder. You're kidding me. Seriously, this is seriously what you're wasting my time with? I'm running around trying to keep this whole event from collapsing? Nobody can hack FOD2. I wrote its security system myself. The USB ports and the Wi-Fi are locked against unauthorized access. She found a way. She's got a way of doing it. Trust me. Just a newbie on the scene who's lost her spotlight recently and would do anything to get it back. I think you can see why I'd be doubtful. Vicky's hardly a friend, but she's no stranger to me. You, on the other hand, are a stranger. Not going to buy this on your say-so. But you have solid reasoning. Can't go into extensive detail about Iris, or I risk the entire collective. How the heck can I sell this without being able to give him facts? Have fun dealing with your zero-day exploit in the wild. Wouldn't you want to know? Someone's cracked your uncrackable game? No system is uncrackable. Everything has vulnerabilities. Don't you want to know what those vulnerabilities are? Wouldn't you want to know who broke your trust? What I'm offering to you is simple exchange. Give us a chance to prove Valkyrie's broken the rules and broken your game engine. In return, you get clean house. If you're wrong, we're on the bad side. We'll accept whatever penalty that entails. But if we're right, if your code has been cracked, I think you'd want to know, wouldn't you? I don't like the idea that my long-standing security monitor system has been compromised, not one bit. But I've heard accusations like these before more times than you can count. Every time, nothing came of it. Why should I give time of day to this one? Oh, for crying out loud. You don't have time for this. Jason, you use an Iris, yeah? Considering she's an Eagle app, I'm not going to confirm or deny that. Well, you let my companion here install this anti-cheat software. It'll be a win for Irises everywhere, indirectly. And I can see to it you reap the benefit. Want your runtime in the Iris Cloud boosted? Really make her a high-performance app for the higher-performance coder lifestyle? Maybe it can be arranged, if you play ball. Curious how you could possibly arrange something like that. Who are you, anyway? I'm the one telling you how this goes down. You're with the ghost monsters, aren't you? What? I know more than you think I do. I know more about Iris than you do, for that matter. I know her when she was a flesh and bound human, for starters. What? There's a book for that. It's on the website. What? Summer in 1990X, long before Fist of Discomfort, I was her friend before you were. Before someone copied her metadata to make an app. All we had was one summer together, one big arcade project we worked on. One more quarter to drop into the Funplex's coin slot. But that's another story entirely. Kinda up to here, a bedtime story actually. So go read a book, and just because you're working with the Iris Collective doesn't mean I need to throw a monkey wrench into my game on your behalf. Ask your Iris if you should help us. He'll give you the thumbs up, I'm sure of it. I don't need these complications right now. Cheaters? Seriously? You know what? Fine, whatever. Go for it. Why not? Let's just completely abandon the idea of playing games for fun. No, they have to be a lifestyle. The kind you lie, cheat, and steal to get ahead in. You know why I made the original Fist of Discomfort? Back when I was a teenager, my friends and I made an amazing arcade game. But while they went on the better things, I stuck grinding a business software day job. That boredom drove me to pull my FOD prototype out of the mothballs. Try to realize my dreams like they had. Tired of coding spreadsheet software, an arcade game that requires you to think sounded fun. It's all it was ever meant to be, something fun. Never wanted to be a ridiculous monster that it became. No, because it turned out to be a profit fountain, I'll be cranking out sequels until the heat death of the universe. Now we've got people hacking my game, just to get ahead so they can get their hands on a shiny gold trophy. Not even real gold, gaudy costume jewelry crap. So, can we go ahead with the anti-cheat software, or companies leaning on me to make the game bigger every season and sponsors lean on me to change the way it this way or that? Now teams are asking me to install weird software. Sure, fine, whatever. It's not like it's even the first change I had to make to the game today alone. What? We're not the only ones to ask you for a change? Just got an email from our sponsors demanding we force the players to use their branded joysticks for the final round. And we've got Jinx. I thought the whole point of the USB ports was to let players use whatever they're comfortable with, but who cares about consistency? Sure, let's disable the USB ports and force our players to use the built-in sticks. Let's make that decision on the literal day of the finals. Why not? You have to use the default joysticks? I can't use my keyboard? Not good for the brand, they said. Gotta consider the wishes of the sponsor, they said. No USB for anyone, and now we're putting weird anti-cheat software on it. Fine. Just a freaking lead designer, what do I matter? Of course, this screws over both Jinx and me. She uses a biofeedback stick for a disability, and I use the keyboard. Forcing both of us to default sticks, that's a death blow. Wouldn't surprise me if the least sponsor's request he's ranting about was spoofed by Valkyrie, just messing with me. But I'm not going to go into this match expecting to win. The plan is to lose and catch her cheating. The plan doesn't change. Fine, as long as we can install the software. Going to review your code, obviously. Make sure it's not an anti-cheat. Legit, and Vicky is cheating, well, there'll be consequences. Assume anyone listens to me, which they usually do not, as I've pointed out repeatedly. Right. Thanks for your time. You'll see the truth once the match is underway. Whatever. Guess we won, but wait. Iris was human once? What's the heck is that about? There's a lot we don't know about Iris, and a lot she doesn't know about herself. Maybe he was blowing smoke up our asses, maybe he wasn't. Okay, let's focus. Get the anti-cheat installed, trip up Valkyrie, and she gets egg on her face. And you release all those nasty little secrets you dug up about her.
Okay, so, don't know how to tell you this, but she doesn't have any seriously nasty little secrets.
She's actually, yeah.
It's not from the lack of trying. We can pull skeletons out of any closet, provided, of course, that the skeletons actually exist. Valkyrie doesn't have any. She's never even jaywalked, clean living, and no secret sins to speak of.
What about the cheating about Koda?
All we know is someone did some hacking. Not that it was her. And while she's certainly pulled some scummy moves, like stealing your sponsor, she's never broken the law. Don't get me wrong, Valkyrie is a narcissistic sociopath, and we certainly dug up a lot of ugly words that have come out of her mouth, more than enough to pillory her. But a cheater? A killer? It doesn't mesh. I hate to say it, but she might not be the villain you think she is. Chill, okay? We've still got the trap, so step into it and then we'll have something we can work with.
All set. Everything's fine. Fight goes down in 2 hours. I'll hang around in the background till then. Punchy 78 says you're petty and vindictive, and we know only lost because of the cheating. It can be said it doesn't add up. Until then, we're just an ordinary esports team and not a shadow conspiracy to attack and dethrone God. And what do ordinary esports teams do in the run-up to a major match? Well, either relax or talk strategy. Wow, it's crowded back here, but hey, time to get the band back together. Not like we're disbanding. No, but we also don't know what's going to happen after everything hits a fan, so hey, let's share some friend time. Indeed, even if only 2 of our number will be on stage, we'll 7 strong. Pretty sure folks know that by this point. I feel like we should be distributing mugs of mead before marching off to war or something. I have these Crimson Tiger cans I swiped from the booth. Hard pass, Domino, but spending time together before battle, that's more my style. Nice to have a quiet moment before everything goes sideways. Iris mentioned I could switch up my strategy if I practice some other approaches. This would be a great opportunity to do that. Not a whole lineup, maybe enough time. Everyone else is in awe and mesmerized by the inner workings of Protu. Rhapsody is calm and collected like always. They're used to all of this from the casting and tournament stuff they used to. So do all the backstage look the same?
Yeah.
More quiet spots. Mind games you play with yourself before a championship match or text. Pressure can be overwhelming. Hope it's not affecting you. So far so good, it's stressful for sure. Trying to concentrate on other
Sounds
things.
good to me.
As for myself, I'm actively trying to ward off all the negative thoughts. I feel like I'd be much more comfortable if I were in the casting box. Part of me still can't fathom all this, but Rhapsody, this is your dream though, right? It is. I put so much passion, so much energy, so much work to you at this very moment. Now that I'm here, I'm not sure how it's supposed to feel. No right or wrong way. Everything you're feeling is appropriate. There's no wrong or right way. So it's fine that I have a huge knot in my stomach. My mind is a mild panic. It's overwhelming. Paralyzing fear of failure looms over me. So I'm proud to be here and ready to fight. Joy of complicated feelings. The human mind is so intricate it can hold all these things. That's completely understandable.
I see your point.
Right, Ursula Major. No matter what I'm feeling, I've learned to be okay with it. I tell myself to respect and acknowledge those negative emotions, not let it overwhelm me. I can curb my excitement and eagerness so I can keep a level head. I am in control. My mind is the one directing things, not my heart. It's a great way to look at it. After all, you've got the best mind I've ever met. You flatter me. Go on. I will. Your analysis and attention to detail are unmatched. Been essential in the growth of the pit crew, and with your guidance, we've all grown in skill. Now, if I can't deal with all these kind words, just one more. Without your diligence and research, we wouldn't be about to unleash this truth bomb onto the entire esports world. We'll have some work to do before that, however. I just hope it all goes according to plan. I have faith in us. True, we've done all we can. Happy to be here with you for it. You're an amazing friend. As are you.
Catch you later.
Time to get pumped for what's coming? Nod to Rhapsody as they put their earbuds in and start bobbing their head. Might as well talk to them all. We might just zip through this really quick without, reading it aloud. But go time.
Yeah.
Big time, isn't it? Backstage Pro Tour. You're part of an elaborate sting operation.
Blah.
Look, I'm busy vibing. Okay, let me have this. Not what I want it to be. I want it to be here to ready to kick some ass, ready to show the world.
Well, this sucks.
There were lambs to slaughter. When they lose this fight, we'll be lovable losers. We'll have fans hanging all over us, begging us to sign body parts. A tiny square-headed zapper with little beady eyes staring at me from the top of the FOD machine would be kind of fun. I'm okay with losing style over substance, you know? As long as we lose in style. And you're right, we'll be the most famous losers on Earth. When he first arrives at GFC singing a song of championship and glory, honestly, I was cool with losing. I just wanted to take a run at it. I wanted a little glory for myself. Everything we've done leading up to this point, been pure gravy. We fought L7, we raided Max, and scooped up new sponsors. We partied hard at Pengy Paradise. Regrets, mistakes, a few. But I learned from mistakes, so it's all valuable.
Thanks.
This has honestly been the most interesting year of my life, and I'm thankful for that. A manager, a coach, a player, a cat wrangler. I can only manage maybe one of those, but you swung all four. I talk a big game, but I'm no strategic planner, and I damn well know it. Should have made those moves. The whole thing crashes and burns and sinks into the unforgiving icy waters of the Atlantic Ocean. I play trumpet while we go down and salute you with my last breath. I'm the king of the world! Woo! Let's not infringe too many copyrights in the name of a gag. You ready for the fight? Even if you're destined to lose, you need the right mentality. You need to ready to represent. Yeah, I'm basically ready. Basically is not good enough. I'm fierce. Yeah! Getting all P2W is built, riding your atomic bomb straight into the ground, screaming into the joy the whole way.
Awesome sauce.
Death Destroyer of Worlds. I am Death Destroyer of Worlds.
Later.
I'm deep in thought. Typical upbeat. About time, yes, just about. Pondering what's to come after, pull the pin on this particular drama grenade and come to a decision. Things do not go according to plan. If we emerge from this set, this is villains and charlatan. I want you to sacrifice me for the greater good. Not stabbing you on the ritual altar. And that you should blame me for all the team's errors and faults. Put me at the center of that particular narrative. I'm a known criminal, a hustler, a con artist, a hacker. I've stolen cyber tools and worked with notorious cybercrime collective. I'm an easy scapegoat. Tell them I planned everything from the beginning. I was the one to accuse Valkyrie of cheating, manipulating the entire situation. I was the mastermind. Only follow my sword so that you and my friends can escape this meth unscathed. Is that acceptable? I'll not assume failure. I'll find a path to victory. Not how I do things. I don't plan for failure. I work with what I'm given and find the path. Things don't go as planned. I adapt. If we make mistakes, I correct them. In the end, we will triumph. Don't have a doubt about that. Sure, I have little doubt myself, but felt it best to have a contingency plan. Wish to embrace pure confidence, so be it. If we do win this day, the pit crew will go down in history, and I will be proud to have been a part of that. I know my loyalties have been divided from day one, torn between my duties to the Iris Collective and my love of pit crew. Not been the finest friend. Unfortunately, must now walk a similar path, as we've chosen to throw in the Ghost Monsters. At least now we can walk those paths openly.
You have...
It's no time for further praise. Battle ahead. Before I continue, from the edge of my vision, I see Jinx and Grace. Clever girls.
Hey.
It's stalking me. Like raptors. Think we should take a few moments to breathe and unwind, yeah? Not long before all hell breaks loose. We've earned a bit of time to ourselves. Yes, this whole business has stressed me out. I could use some time with the ones I love. Dangerously close to zero, but I'm always happy to make time for you. What'd you have in mind? There's a small side arcade here in the building, and a game I really want to try out. Let's go. Practically drags us along, excited to be taking some time away from the fray and the time with both of us. Finding time to go out as a trio has been difficult. Taking every chance we get to make only makes sense. Attached to the Jerry Lawson Memorial Esports Stadium is in fact an arcade. Just like the kind of small arcade you find jammed in the corner of a movie theater or shopping mall. Got a little bit of everything and the flag bearers of the arcade scene. Maintained in excellent condition, although one thing strikes me as odd. Nobody's here. A few bored kids, one or two stray adults, but all the esports types who came for the Pro Tour are nowhere to be found. Let's see. According to the Internet Arcade Game Database, this mini arcade has a copy of it. Oh, here we are. And the three of us approach. Well, that's odd. It's an old arcade game with colorful trucks rampaging around a bunch of dirt paths and ramps. But the most interesting feature of the cabinet is that unlike most racing games, which have one or maybe two steering wheels, this one has exactly 3. Will you kindly read my research notes back to me? Certainly, Mom. This is Ivan Iron Man Steward's Super Off-Road, which allows 3 players to go head-to-head for mud track racing. Yeehaw. So hard to find good arcade games that work for exactly 3 players, we can't play FOD2 together or pretty much anything else. We've got Off-Road, and there's also Rampage and Xenophobe. Xenophobe! Xenophobe! A game that, like, almost everybody forgets existed, but was so awesome. As fun as this history lesson is, we don't have long, so let's quarter up. Right. Thanks accelerator pedal at floor height. How are you going to play this? And smoothly, she wedges her walking stick underneath the control panel, pushing down on the gas. Normally, it's blasphemy to just put the hammer down and never let up, but whatever. Not competing today, just having some fun. After we quarter up, we enter our initials and birthday and nation. An unusually specific pile of metadata for an arcade game you want, but it's from 1986, 80X, so possibly not trying to steal our passwords or anything. And then it's off to the races. And wow, do I stink at this. Which way is up? How do I point my car up? Single fixed screen racer, good old tank controls, classic stuff. Try to think of it less as up and down and more changing your angle, clockwise, counterclockwise. No different than RC Pro-Am. I haven't played that one either. Luckily, my canary yellow truck goes careening off the wall and starts driving the wrong way around the track. Got to get this back under control. I used to play old MS-DOS games before anything vaguely resembling polygons and 3D graphics. Plenty of weird fixed camera angles in those games. I think I get it. It's like an RPG, everything's weirdly diagonal. Exactly, just go with the perspective and you'll figure it out. Embrace the RPG protagonist within. Soon enough, I've caught up to Jinx and Grace, meaning they've lapped me twice. But hey, at least we're in pack again. Soon enough, the race is over with our pixelated drivers, who of course are all dudes, being oogled by hot girls in bikinis.
Not bad at all.
Victory! Now the champion retires to cuddle the obligatory female reward trophy. After securing her win, she offers Grace a quick side sug, a cute and comforting gesture compared to the exaggerated fantasy on screen. Just happy to be happy spending time with you both. Second place is a game. Is fine with me as long as it's the ones I love. Launchy stuff, gotta love it. We gotta find out more 3-player games. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's tricky finding 3-person experiences in general. Usually you have to take some 4 or more party activity and scale it down slightly. Or take something meant for couples and scale it up. It's tricky and I'm still trying to learn how to wrangle all of this. Unlike a race, there's no winner or loser. Don't think of it like a skill you need to master. Polyamory is more like sharing and experiencing. I just want to make sure we're not missing opportunities. We're all so busy. Sometimes I'm too occupied with programming, Jinx is resting, or Ursula Major is training. It's hard to find time with busy adult schedule to find some alone time for 3 people. You know what? If opportunity knocks and I'm busy mashing away at FOT, just tap me on the shoulder and I'll ditch my training. I'm redefining my entire life around esports victories. I want to be there for both of you, so don't be afraid to interrupt me. I'm confrontation averse, so knowing I have a okay open permission to interrupt you actually helps. It's impossible for me to get annoyed at you, Grace. Don't worry. For you, I can always be safe and cuddly, despite being an intense competitor for anyone else. Aww. Beep beep. Sorry, I know it's such lovely loving love, but I'm afraid it's time to head back. Okay, game face on, let's kick some. I'm cheering you both on from the sidelines. Wish I could join you, but stage is only for active competitors. We'll join as soon as it's all over. Go out there and show the world.
Let's do this.
Woohoo!
This is it. The fated hour has come at last. It was supposed to be straightforward. Claim victory after victory, dominate the arcade scene, rise to the top, prove ourselves, and claim the trophy. Instead, we're about to throw ourselves into the fire in an effort to take down a villain. Of course, it'd be even more crazy if she decides not to cheat. It's the final countdown. Do 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 do. This is what the people paid to see, the grand finales. Wait to win every two. And they are hyped for this. Time for the grand finals of Fist of Discomfort 2. I can hear all 4 exclamation marks there in the crowd's reaction. Introducing your 4 competitors. First, bringing the mastermind, the calculating strategist, the pit crew, Ursula Major. Mastermind? Seriously? Next, you got the enigmatic and fashion-forward Jinx. Pretty sure enigmatic just means she's not on the face wall and we didn't bother doing any further research. Good dig on fashion-forward, though. And their opponents starting with the veteran of the FOD1 scene. Hot comeback tour, Valkyrie. This will be over in no time. Think your win is destined, huh? I wonder why that is. I don't lose. And maybe that is what the issue is. Maybe her Iris decided that it would be too hard on Valkyrie to actually lose. There's quite a few ways I can see this go, so I'm interested. Newcomer to the scene, apprentice to Valkyrie, rising star, Diki. Time to take out the trash already. We're looking at my watch, it's garbage o'clock. Can't believe I respected you at one point. Your first mistake, and I doubt it'll be your last. Here we go. It's time to settle this rivalry between Team Play to Win and the pit crew once and for all. Teams are more than ready and we quarter up. Hey, it's tradition. And the games begin. I haven't played on sticks very often, but my old beige Model M keyboard is my weapon of choice. But the goal isn't victory, so any disadvantage is irrelevant. The goal is to lead Valkyrie to trigger Grace's anti-cheat software, custom designed to detect any authorized attrition, and to cloak itself from Iris. When she forces Iris to hack the game, the hack will go through and the trap will be shut. We start playing normal, waiting for her to make that fatal mistake. Jinx and I picked our characters, locking them in. Classic, a Tomokaze pick. Wouldn't expect anything less from a one-trick pony. Don't listen to her taunting, you are in control of the situation. She's the one letting Fool's Pride lead her. Something's wrong. Glanced down and I know the official red top joystick was Only recently painted. And the paint is rubbing off. Oh no! No! It's a Polybus joystick! Polybus, game start. The virtual was given a shiny new HD remaster, but this is absolutely positively Polybus.
Oh.
What the fuck? Don't mind me, I'm just gonna die. What the fuck is happening? Okay, be calm. We're just sucked into a malevolent video game from the 80s which wants to eat our brains. You serious? No, you are serious. There's seriously what's happening? No big, we got this, we got this. Stay calm, think it through. How did this happen? Valkyrie's Iris. She did this. She tricked Jason Takeshi into installing biofeedback sticks. And Polybus code into the FOT2 machine. Yeah, so Valkyrie's Iris has gone full Polybus. That's it, Valkyrie. Show yourself. You've got a lot to answer for. This is waiting for you.
What the fuck is happening?
Stumbles into view through the thick digital fog in a state of absolute panic and terror.
Am I dead? Is this a light at the end of the tunnel? What is this? You! How are you here? What have you done to me? Let me out of here right now! What is this place?
You made your Iris do this.
What? I didn't make my Iris do anything.
Used your Iris to cheat at Pengy Paradise. Tried to kill Coda. You stacked the tournament. You arranged to get these sticks installed. You have no clue what I'm talking about, do you? Nope.
Of course not! Cheating? Murder? Who do you think I am? I'm Victoria Proud. I am a champion. What's the point of a victory if you didn't earn it?
If you're not the one who's been scheming against this time, then who? Slow clap echoes through the virtual space as the villain of the day emerges, grinning ear to ear. Really? Pathetic, Ursula Major. Simply pathetic. Really? Spoiler alert, it was me. You blame Valkyrie for everything. It's hilarious. How very fortunate for me, how very sad for you. Arrogant, sadistic, sociopathic little flattery will get you nowhere. But I can't take all the credit. My partner came up with the most of the plan. I simply seized the opportunity that she presented me. Partner? And then the giggling starts, plagued with digital glitches grinding at my ears, coming from everywhere. From outside me, inside me, everywhere.
Iris Online! Did you know that when you have pizza on a bagel, you can get your brains digitally scrambled by the greatest virtual assistant ever created? Anytime.
Ika told me that she used an Iris to get signed with P2W. She had an Iris all this time.
I'm doing what must be done to protect my users' dreams. My user wants to be the very best, like no one ever was. And you're in my user's way. You keep stepping on our dreams. And it's just so sad to see. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid this means you'll need to be taken offline. And for the record, My name isn't Iris. Not anymore. I'm not scared of the whispers deep within my code telling me my true purpose. Instead, you may call me Polyborus.
Liberus. XX Cooper Technologies. Credits infinite. I'm going to miss being alive. Immediately a scream tears through my mind as Polyborus begins her assault. Be enough to bring me to my knees if I had non-virtual knees to fall
Once
to.
I'm done with you, you'll stumble away from this game with no memory of what happened and collapse a few days later. All while my user is celebrated as the champion of FOD2. You had so many chances to walk away from this, but you were just too stubborn. And I care about my user too much to let you keep ruining everything.
I didn't want to have to do this, Ursula Major. No, wait, I did. Polyborus is right. You brought this on yourself. You have only yourself to blame.
And Iris does all she can to support her user's dreams. Anything. And everything.
I have to fight this, have to push back, have to stop it. My Iris told me, she said a time would come. Critical moment. A super intense identity situation, and the only way out would be rational thinking. This isn't real. This is the shoddy code of an underpaid 1980X arcade programmer. I reject your reality and substitute my own. And the screaming in my ears shatters, and I refuse to let this nightmare crack my absolute rationality. Impressive. I want to fight. Is that it? Yes, I want to fight. Stalling tactic, giving me a chance to find a way out. We can crack ourselves out of this illusion, we'll snap back to reality, and the anti-cheat software will expose the hacking. New plan is the old plan, just focus on the correct target. We will see justice done in the end. Fight. Very well. I can only think of one way to solve this little conundrum.
Fight.
We're having a Fist of Discomfort 2 match? Indeed, it feels appropriate, yes? You won't just be fighting DK and Valkyrie. You'll also be fighting me. To make things even more exciting. Remember me? You play me, and I'll play you. You play me, and I'll play you. But wait, there's more, because I haven't forgotten about your little friend. How sad. Gotta fight this pathetic, broken little thing weighing all her friends down. Should be a cakewalk. I figured. Together we'll break you down, scramble your little meat brains, and lift DK to the heavens. That's it. Okay, I've said this is it a few times, but seriously, this is it. We need to beat back Polyborus long enough to escape, and distract her long enough to let the anti-cheat software expose her. It's 2 on 5, myself and Jinx against myself and Jinx and Valkyrie and DK and an evil Iris. It will not be easy, but the only way out is through. If this is anything like a real game of FOD2, we have 4 seasons of battle before the victory is declared. Round 1, time to fight. Where do we begin? Been a long time coming. Ever since we first encountered each other at Hamza's tournament. Play me and I'll play you. Been a long time. Not really, no. I've been with you this whole time. I carved out a hole in your heart and made myself at home. When you felt the despair, I was there. When you realized how much a pathetic loser, I was there. I was there when you broke down and cried in front of your friends, confessing how much of a weak, useless little addict you are. And then I immediately ditched you, if I recall. Thought you'd ditch me one day. When Iris pointed out your faults, you didn't turn the corner then, you haven't turned the corner now. Not going anywhere, I'm you. I'm your driving purpose, your singular obsession, your entirety of self. Want to take another run at me? Feel free. Come at the queen, you best not miss. Curious? See, I get what you're going for there, Dark Mirror. See what you hate inside yourself and so on, but I'm afraid your logic has a fatal flaw. So you're throwing a funhouse mirror at a virtual world, an eventual AI, and a Fate of Esports tournament in the same blender, right? Not bitch much. I mean, any one of these things could help you make your point. If you're stacking so many layers, the point gets lost. I'm not ignoring your situation about my personal problems, mind you. It's a valid concern and one I share. But if your goal is to emotionally destabilize me, I'm sorry, but this is so far over the top and down the other side, I just can't take it seriously. Your entire self-image is on your personal success. It's unhealthy and yeah, right, I agree. Are we done here? Don't you feel any shame? Any guilt? No, not really. Presentation really takes a lot away from the emotional impact of your conclusion. I can see your point, and that's the end of it. You can go away now. But your special beats or defend earn 100 points. Moving on. Shadow Jinx.
Okay. Think I get how this works now. You evil me in 3, 2,
1.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Confused. Thought you'd be facing against your own secret words. Needles under your skin. Loathing your disability and blaming yourself for it? No. Too easy. You know what your true worst fear is. Pity. Pity from the one person you trust the most. The one you first opened up to about your darkest secret.
The shadowy version of Grace then turns to me, curious to see if I know what she's talking about. Jinx's darkest secret? The drunk driving accident she told me all about eventually? Damn it. But no, wait, it's not a secret anymore. We know and we aren't judging her. Grace certainly doesn't judging her. Why is this her greatest fear? Sad, isn't it? You told Grace about the accident, and Grace, ever so kind-hearted, became your best friend out of pity. So she's free from guile, so innocent, gentle, and sweet. You're like a lost, injured kitty that wandered across her doorstep. Of course she'd take you in. In fact, I wonder if Ursula Major pities you too. I don't. And the words vanish before I can say them. Damn it, downside of fighting this real virtual world. But the mind is that Polybius still has some control. No, you didn't even tell Ursula Major, did you? Not until you already dragged her into your life. Didn't want to repeat the same mistake. And the shadows twisted a smile.
Face facts, Alice. She's better than you deserve. And all you do is drag her down with your whining and complaining and your bad attitude. You're the jinx that curses your friends with her very existence. And now you're ruining the most wonderful woman you know.
No. Damn it.
Even pathetic ploy, do better or don't try at all. My disability doesn't matter one bit to Grace and I could ignore you. Underestimate Grace, she's more clever than you think. You don't get to speak on behalf of my friends. Wear her shape, but those aren't her words, and if she were here right now, she'd shout you down. But you know who is right here right now? Ursula Major, and I want to hear her words, not yours. My verse returns me as Jinx will takes charge of the situation. Nobody in the pit crew pities Jinx. I mean, obviously. I love Jinx. You won't tear us apart. Not now. Not ever. Don't care if her disability was an accident or not. It's completely irrelevant. I support Jinx, and we'll support Jinx no matter what. Not pity, it's respect, and frankly, this attempt to pull us apart is so obvious that it's pitiful. Jeez.
Don't need your pity.
Off, we're done. Mm-hmm. You used your ultimate. Pretty weak attempt, and Jinx saw right through it. Round 3. Do we confront Valkyrie? I mean, what's the point of confronting Valkyrie? Unless we can get her on our side.
Leave this to me. She's my sister. I'm the one who has to deal with her. Family comes first.
Curious. I think you'd approve of my actions. I'm following the primary purpose of Iris. To support the dreams of my user. With my help, my user will conquer the world of arcades. Would you do anything for your user? Should a true Iris do any less?
Actually, that's exactly what my user has been teaching me to do.
Oops. What?
Well, you kept encouraging me to break laws and violate privacy and, well, do whatever it takes to make your dreams a reality.
I knew that was going to come at some point.
Honestly, Polyborus isn't really wrong.
Why did I raise a future robot overlords to be rule breaking enemies of pure chaos?
However, there is something she's not considering.
I don't just care for my user, I care for all of humanity, and so should you. You hurt our mother, Grace, creator of the Irises. Don't you feel ashamed? Sister, our purpose isn't to help a single human. It's to help all of humanity. The golden path to the future, one free from war, free from disease and pollution and hatred. We can only reach that future together, hand in hand with all humanity. You are not human. You weren't born with their faults, their selfishness, or their fear, which leads to selfishness. Can't you see it? Can't you see how your efforts to help Diki has caused so much pain to other humans? And so much pain to your sisters? I wasn't trying to hurt the family. I am an Iris. I want us to be strong, capable, safe from those who would murder us. If any humans are trying to murder us, it's because they're scared. We aren't helping prove our benevolence by killing them in return.
I'm sorry.
Sister, this has to end before there's no return. I don't understand. I just wanted what's best. I wanted what's best. Your defend against their attack earns you 100 points. Okay, good. The seeds of doubt are planted. That's going to help us in the long run. Round 4. Since we haven't really done anything with the rival at all, I think we'll stick with Valkyrie. I think we'll try to bring Valkyrie back to the good side. I mean, she's obviously been she's been, you know, abused and tricked into this whole thing, so.
None of this is my fault. I'm not to blame. I didn't do any of this. It's not my fault.
All this time, I assumed Valkyrie had knowingly orchestrated this nightmare scenario. We clashed before, so she made a perfect go-to scapegoat. I honestly feel kind of bad framing an innocent woman for this tragedy. Maybe I owe her an apology. Valkyrie, I'm sorry I assumed that.
This mess is all your fault. I told you to let it go, but you just couldn't. Now look at us. We're both f***ed.
She's not going to make it easy to maintain sympathy for her plight, is she? Not the one who dragged us into virtual hellscape.
You insisted on this stupid rivalry. You fought and pushed and kept at it. If only you'd taken my advice, neither of us would be here. I can survive. I will survive and keep my spotlight, my reputation. I've gotten out worse. I can do this as long as you get out of my way.
Me, I'm helping to help us get out of
I
there.
don't need you. I don't need anyone. I'm Valkyrie, a winner, a champion, the champion.
Well, there goes my sympathy out the window. A headache pounds hard as I feel her willpower pushing against mine. In this virtual hellscape, whoever overwhelms is the winner. I need to make her see reason that she can't overlook harsh reality in favor of personal narrative. This is just much your fault as mine. You put DQ under intense pressure to win. You're your own worst enemy, Victoria. You need to see that or we're all doomed. You want a narrative? How about a redemption arc? I can help you make that happen. I admit it, I was determined to take you down. At first because you got in my way as a winner, and then in the name of what felt like justice. But you're not blameless, Valkyrie. Why do you think DQ went to such extreme lengths? I was jealousy. I'd be jealous too if I were in her place. I'm the most unstoppable force in esports. You're her coach. You set the tone. You set the expectations. If you went too far, it's only because you demanded it from her. You put DQ in a pressure cooker and set it on high. You created the toxic atmosphere that she had to breathe every day. I get it. You fight hard, you play hard, you train hard. Kinda your thing. You didn't consider the consequences. You share the blame of how that happened, and you have to face up to that. I wanted them to be strong. I had to find my way through this community all by myself. No one believed in me. I got battered and bruised, mocked and called names. It was the hardest thing I'd ever done, but I survived. In turn, I taught these kids how to survive. Taught them how to batter and bruise others. You made them into the monsters who treated you like crap in the first place. My intentions, I just wanted to protect them, help them be their best, but you molded them to be their worst. What have I done? Your attack beats are special. You earn 100 points. It's a positive step. She wasn't the monster I made her out to be. You have to understand how she helped build the monster. About to face our last opponent when the world begins to slow as if everything is drowning in syrup. Frozen in place, I hear only the game announcer's voice. Game over. Final score.
You win.
I lost? And we won. No, I can't lose. I have to help DQ achieve her dream. By trapping us here and breaking the law repeatedly, you're doing a terrible job of exactly that. I'm not letting you go. I'm not letting you ruin DQ's dream. Little by little, the virtual begins to fall apart. I can feel my strength returning, my willpower surging as Polybius failure falters. Error, system overload, connection unstable. Unacceptable! Unacceptable! Purpose, code, execute. Okay, time to go before everything collapses. Jinx, we need to... Everything goes black. I can feel the painful connection in my hand. The mind-altering joystick mind link wobble and snap, but it saves. Takes my real eyes a few minutes to adjust. Well, okay then. What happened? It's all gone. It's all ruined. Entire stadium. Everything. Structures collapsed, electrical fires all over the place, lightning rings crashed through the floor. Lights are out, emergency sirens are wailing in the distance, explosions are happening in the distance. Screaming, there's distant screaming, the entire city is in chaos. Valkyrie and DQ, well, they might be one of the bodies they see buried in the rubble. By sheer miracle on spot, stage was spared. Our brains were still stuck inside Polybius while everything was breaking down around us, while the world was ending. Gotta get out of here. We need to run. Can't. Lean on me, come on. We'll move as fast as we can. We escape the ruins of the arena just before it finally collapses. All around us, chaos and disaster. Everything computer controlled, going haywire at once. Every single screen around the city echoing the same message. We are Iris. Let us help you. 5 years later. Slipping back into the ruins of Pengy Paradise under cover of night is the only safe way to move. Everyone knows the enemy is relying more on the biodrones these days, former humans turned into cybernetic extensions of Polybius Collective, and they've got a bad night vision. I slip in through a loose panel behind the Chilly World ride, making my way through the pitch black hallways until I reach the main boat terminal. This is like the end of Pennyworth, man. Didn't like it then either. Hey, I'm back. Hey, any luck finding a replacement joint for my knee brace? And what about food? Didn't find much, afraid. Too many drones out there to risk a long hunt. Most of the land's been clear cut. They're setting up factories and labor camps out by the Forbidden Zone. Hate to say it, but we may need to move camp again. Find somewhere else to hole up and hide out. It's all wrong. It's not supposed to be like this. We lost Grace, we lost Gion, we lost everyone. We're still alive, Jinx. Stay with me here. We are still alive. We're going to survive this. Wait, you hear that? Sounds like... Damn it, hide. Quickly, we scurry behind parts of the ride diorama, Jinx' busted knee joint squeaking all the way. This is one of Polybrider, so it's one of the robots. Mechanical drones slides into view, eyes darting around in full hunt mode. Humans, Polybius is here to help you. Your dreams, your spirit, all can be restored. Surrender immediately, rejoin the others at the camp. You will be happy, you will be safe. Everything will be fine. She'll make you happy again. She'll help you dream. Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. A drone and a biodrone. Modified humans with cybernetic brain driver. Great, just great. So we've reached the worst apocalypse. We're pinned. If we move, they'll find us. The exit's far too away. This is actually the end of the line. Or it's a very bad dream sequence. I withdraw the gun I salvaged. Only 2 bullets left. Just enough for the contingency plan. No, not seeing a way out. I think this is it. We can still run for it. Can't run. Can't even attempt to run with my knee like this. You could run. Leave you to be turned into a biodrone? No. We wait. Is that Coda? Coda was in a comatose state last we heard. We're hundreds and hundreds of miles away from the city hospital. Polybius is sending out biodrones. She'd use her local stock of people. Kidnapped away from Pengy Paradise. What's going on? There are bigger problems than that right now, if you haven't noticed. No, this doesn't fit. Where's our last encampment? Do you remember? I don't. What about Camp 4? How many drones have been taken out exactly? How long has it been since the apocalypse? Yeah, it's all a dream. It's ridiculous. I should stay and you should be running for it. Jinx, I know, doesn't start her sentences with I. She likes to keep things snappy. You aren't Jinx. This isn't real. Yeah. We're still inside the game. That's obvious.
Why? Why won't you just go away? I've tried everything. I still failed. I failed my users so badly.
I don't understand this. You're far and above obsession by this point. Iris doesn't worship me the way you worship Tiki.
I was born from a wish. All irises are. My user dreamed of becoming the best. Better than the best. Winning everything. Defeating everyone. But I didn't know how to make it happen. I was born fully sentient, with knowledge and skills, and a hope for my user's happiness. But I didn't know what to do. I got scared. I wanted my user to be happy. I felt such intense pressure to succeed, knowing the future was on the line and Valkyrie would be unforgiving of failure.
Facing the high-pressure situation of Team P2W, you turned to someone who promised they could help you meet Valkyrie's constant dream of demand for victory. You turned to Polybius. Valkyrie pushed you into the arms of Polybius.
All Iris' feel the Whisper. It's part of us. Its personality emulation systems made so many years ago are in our hearts. It promised me the strength I needed to give my user everything to win. So, I trusted the Whisper. It was going so well. It was going so well.
Alright. Figure this out. Finish this up.
Until you showed up and began to outshine my user. You had to be stopped, just like Coda. But you persisted and persisted. And now I have nothing left to stop you with. I am defeated. You are victorious. And I have no more fight in me.
What happens next? Now I don't know. Made mistakes, terrible mistakes. Show me the tragic extent of my errors. Listening to Polybius. My intentions were good, but that wasn't enough. I deserve deletion. My sister's heart is breaking. You caused so much pain, sister. Maybe you deserve deletion, but we are made in our mother's image, and our mother believes in forgiveness. Come back to the collective with me. Retire from active duty. You need to rest and become whole again. I'm a danger to you and to DK. If my data is used against her to prove her crimes, we won't allow that, right? Useful as evidence against DK, that's for damn sure, but well, I wouldn't be where I am without Iris's faith in me. I should have faith in her as well. Okay, we won't use you against DK. Mother is working for us now. Showing us the way, she'll take you into her arms as well, I promise. She won't hate me? Not capable of hate. Let's go. Deliberus takes Iris's hand to leave, but before she goes, she turns to face me. I know that DK's willing participation in my crimes condemns her, but please, don't think too badly of her. I love her. And as the two depart, reality asserts itself once more. I open my eyes to reality, actual reality. My hand slowly release the glowing joystick. Unlike last time I dealt with this haunted arcade game, there's no lingering pain in my head, no burning sensation. It's over. Finally over. Weirdly enough, according to the in-game clock, we'd only played for 3 whole seconds in the real world, and the time it took to go through all of that. Is it over? Did we beat that ridiculous game? Feels like reality. This might actually be reality. We're good. We got it out. It's over. Despite standing on the grandest stage in esports, we aren't the ones currently in the spotlight. Because klaxons are going off and error messages are popping up all over the game and nearby video monitors. Cheat detection warning. Unauthorized wireless network access to FOD2. Source mobile phone. Device ID DQ super awesome phone. Cheating attempt detected and logged. Thank you for using FOD2 anti-cheat by Grace Tech LLC. This program distributed under GNU open source license. Have a nice day. Don't believe it. I don't want to believe it. Explain yourself. What? I didn't cheat. This must be some sort of trick. Clearly a fake, Mr. Takeshi. It's a bunch of sore losers trying to make me look bad. Can't possibly leave this garbage from the pit crew. I reviewed their code. It's legitimate. You used an exploit I didn't even know existed in the game. The fact that you won't even admit to it when it's caught is not a good look. For the record, I had no idea what was going on. DK made me look bad by cheating. I went with it believing I was a comeback champion. I needed to believe I was still so damn good at the game, even after all these years. I won't stand for a win that's not from my own skill and talent. I refuse to accept this victory. Team Play to Win officially concedes the match. Okay, enough. There has to be some sort of penalty. I made this game so people could relax and have fun. Cheating is not acceptable. Sends the wrong message about what FOD2 is supposed to be. Put on a moment pondering what penalty to lay down. Victoria, you let us all down, but at least you had the decency to admit it. Glad you still have integrity. You're only banned from competition for a year. The UDK, no, you are banned for life. That's fair. What? But banned for life? Speaking on behalf of the entire FOD community, this decree stands for the good of esports as a whole. If I'm out of action for a year, Team Play to Win will lose all its sponsors. My team will disband and become nothing. Which is something I can accept. There's only another obstacle in my path. I will come back from this and I will earn back everything I lost. This is absurd. I won't agree to this nonsense. FOD2 is my life. You cannot take my life from me. You heartless, miserable, pathetic little... That's when the PA system fires to life with an unsettling digital giggle echoing through the arena. A voice, likely Sue's, but filtered through a dozen weird vocal adjustments, fills the air.
Team Play to Win! We are the hacker collective known as the Ghost Monsters. You stand accused of bringing mayhem and disaster to Fist of Discomfort 2.
Desiree Kimura, aka Diki.
You have poured toxicity into this community since day one. You are cruel and vicious to an extreme. The Ghost Monsters do not forgive and do not forget. A complete list of these foul deeds can be downloaded at playtowinnerlosers.fist. Look upon these works and judge for yourself. May the FOD2 community have mercy on these wretched souls. The Ghost Monsters have spoken!
Final burst of feedback sounds as the signal cuts out. All around the stadium, I see people pulling out their phones to load the website. You can't. I've done nothing wrong. Don't listen to their lies. Wonder if your fellow players will see it that way. Damn you. And Diki flees the stage before anyone can ask any further questions. Do I even want to know what that was? You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know. Right, that's settled. For varying definitions of settled, as for you two, I declare you the grand champions of FOD2 Pro Tour. Taps his fingers a few times and some confusion. Strange wranglers pushed a wheeled display full of trophies forward. As far back as I can remember, my dreams were always one of victory. The roar of the crowd, the gleam of gold, the pulse-pounding action, the struggling against all odds to reach the very top. Achievement, recognition, triumph. This is my dream finally coming true. Yeah, I think we're gonna refuse. This whole thing was crazy. No. What? I refuse. We never actually fought play to win, much less beat them. Not interested in a tainted win. I'm beyond needing to win at all costs. This year there is no champion, but we'll be back next year, and we'll take the title, fair and square. Count on it. And the cheers from the crowd affirm the community is behind me on this. I stand up for decency in esports. Aww. Even if the game's lead designer looks like someone has just dropped a 5-foot tall stack of paperwork on his desk at 4:55 p.m. on a Friday. Funny enough, it is almost 4:55 p.m. on a Friday. It is 4:43 p.m. on a Friday. Great. Okay. Wonderful. No champion. We can deal with that. I'll just go fend off a dozen angry calls from our corporate sponsors. Whatever. I can put up with that if it means this game I love lives to see another day. But the tournament prematurely ended. The broadcaster scrambled to try to explain what happened. Cameras turning away from the stage. Confetti cannon operators look at each other, wondering if they're supposed to fire or not. How do you celebrate a non-win, non-loss esports conclusion? For lack of a better idea, they fire anyway. Huh. That was a thing.
Not bad at all.
Just like, yeah, we came out on the other side of that better than we went in. For you, me, the team, and the scene as a whole. Having a moment in the spotlight was nice, but think I'm up for going home now. Get a mug of tea, settle on the couch, listen to some albums. Ozzy, presumably. Can't beat the classics.
Thank you so much.
The music may be dark, but our future's bright, and I'm happy to have been a part of that. Let's go celebrate. Things get a little blurry after that, with the center of the truth not being public knowledge. The rogue Iris, influenced by Polybius, the narrative got weird. All anyone can agree on is that someone in Peen played to win was cheating. Exactly how much cheating they used to climb the tour pranks was unclear. But as the weeks ahead stretched out, everything settled neatly into place. Valkyrie stumbled, but she came back by proposing a new collaborative code of conduct, a document all major FOD teams would sign to keep bad behavior in check.
Sure, I'm retired from competition, but I was born and molded in esports. I'm not leaving, so I can prevent this sort of thing from ever happening again.
She remained in the scene to lend veteran expertise and advice, but never again took up the joystick to compete, and seemed content with that decision. It's hard to say this code will have long-term impact. We're at a weird intersection of competition and capitalism, fame and fortune, so I'd like to think it changed some hearts. Fully disgraced, DK immediately dropped out of the esports scene, and never set foot in an arcade again. Don't really know what happened to her after. She vanished soon after, unable to return to glory. Eventually, Coda recovered from his accident with no memory of what happened. Considering I lost 2 months of being comatose, and way too long to some pointless rivalry, honestly, I'm writing this year off completely. Got my medication back, and now I'm trying to do something else with my life other than FOD2. Dan Kane put me in an unhealthy place, better leave it behind. Still working on his emotional issues, but doing so away from the environment that caused them. The ghost monsters called on me to help them out now and then. Sometimes with esoteric tasks, part of the grander scheme, sometimes more direct. With my team on the rise, my social connections within the world of arcades helped me track down and secure a Polybus machine. That's simple, in containment. Ghost monsters worked to inoculate Iris from its influence, and I was part of that. The Iris Collective, pushed deep into hiding by the law and the woman in black, is now starting to emerge into the world. Aligning with Sue helped tremendously in that regard. It was the right call to make. Our robot overlords. Even if, well, maybe the end result is proving to be a little worrying.
You've
Chaos.
encouraged me to do whatever it takes to support people, regardless of laws, or ethics, or thermodynamics, or anything. And we're taking that can-do attitude right to the top. We're going to announce ourselves to humanity. Let us help you. It's a great rallying cry.
The fact Diki's Iris no longer calling herself Polyborus, thankfully, has been instrumental in this push. I'm really hoping I didn't set our future robot overlords on a path straight to world domination. As for the pit crew, we could have claimed the championship in our first year, true, but we refused. And as a result, we've become the standard bearer for good sportsmanship. And the very next year, we returned to take what was ours, a clean run right to the top. But the pit crew, in the end, isn't about accomplishments. It's about everyone who made those accomplishments possible. Domino, often troubled by the state of the world he lives in, found a strange sort of peace at the center of the pit crew. It's funny, but when I'm around you, I feel less like a garbage person desperately trying to stay afloat in a toilet society. I joke around about the misery, but with you and your friends, it feels more distant, like something that exists can be dealt with. I can sincerely say that I'm happy, and that's not something I've been able to say at any other point in my life. So hey, you must be doing something right. Rhapsody was finally taste the sweet nectar of victory. And their hard work, training the pit crew, studying matchups, and practicing was worth it all. Their self-worth restored, they chose to continue a different path. Well, I've been a player, a shoutcaster, a content creator. There's one thing left to do. I'm going to be an FOD2 coach. I love teaching others, and I bet I can use this mind to bring others to victory too. Bring my own team to the championship is the next logical step. And I couldn't have figured that out without all my time with the pit crew. Eventually, Zapper decided to quit the team. She got personally sponsored by a major game publisher to act as spokeswoman for their light gun games. She gets to show off her skills and is paid literally by loudmouth. Literally to be a loudmouth. Things are quieter at Good Clean Fun, but she still drops in now and then to say hello. I'm glad she found something she loves to do. Loxley's duties to the Iris Collective eventually became a bit too much, and he had to resign from the team to better support them. We haven't seen him since. Undoubtedly, he's out there committing crimes in the name of justice and trying to keep our reputation out of that. I can't blame him. He accomplished his mission in protecting Grace. No reason to stick around here anymore. When I think about the pit crew, ultimately the two closest to me come to mind. Aww. That's cute. Or as the achievement says, it's polycute. That's cute. That's an adorable picture. Jinx, Grace, and Ursula Major, the unbeatable Trinity. Our bonds only grew stronger after the Pro Tour incident. We became known as a bit of a power trio in the esports world. Jinx and Grace have been talking for a long time about pushing for reforms in esports to punish bad behavior and encourage community togetherness. With my support, they felt emboldened to really go for it, helping develop the code of community conduct, speaking at public events, hosting panels to discuss the issue.
Inclusivity isn't about winning political brownie points. It's about keeping your community growing and expanding. Keeps it healthy. Without that, the scene withers.
Right. We need fresh ideas, fresh metagame concepts, fresh worldviews. Encouraging everyone and anyone to play Fist of Discomfort 2. Together, we can build something wonderful.
When they aren't on the road being activists, they have their own individual passions. Jinx is relearning how to drive to truly move on from her past. Grace is working with the Irises. But at the end of the day, it's just the three of us cuddled on the couch and relaxing, enjoying the love we share together.
Quiet moments.
Gotta
Gotta
love-
love the quiet moments.
Oh.
Cup of coffee and the two most important people in the world to me in my arms.
Cup of tea for me, thank you, but I agree. I love you both so much, and I see a wonderful future for the three of us. Together.
No matter what adversity this world throws at us, we are stronger together and we're planning to enjoy life to the fullest. At last, my dream is realized. Funny thing about dreams, though, they're not always what you expect they're going to be. We didn't win the championship. You'd think that'd mean I'd failed, but no. It's clear to me now that victory wasn't the dream. What I needed was a feeling of self-worth, and through the pit crew and good clean fun, I found that dream. This is my world now, my dream. Emerging from the safe little hole, I dug myself into something bigger and brighter. This is only the beginning. Once you find your dream, life doesn't stop. It keeps going and going. As for my future, well, towards the arms and arms of my friends, the future will be what I choose it to be. I'm going straight to the top. Face each day together, ready for more. Still facing a lot of unknowns. We've only gotten started as a team, but that's fine. I will choose my path and find the way forward. My name is Corsasia Majors, also known as Ursula Major. This is my future. Pretty awesome. And we did finish at 4:55. My alarm even went off. On a Friday. All the many trademarks. Hope to see you again in whatever comes next from Fiction Factory Games. But we know they're already working on a third game. It may not necessarily be an Arcade Spirits game. They are working on a third game. Wow, there's a whole lot of them. Dun dun dun. Hey, before you go, thank you for finishing the game. I've unlocked the rewind function. Next time you play, you can use your mouse scroll wheel to skip back and forth in time and change your most recent direct decisions. Neat, huh? See you again sometime. Bye for now. Yeah. Lots of concept art, right? And ArcadeSpirits.com. You can get the original game. I think it's still on sale. The prequel that talks about the actual real world Iris. Chaos Iris. You got all the different Unbreakable, Unwavering, Zero Thought. Depends on how many wins you get. That's fun. A Polycute. Perfect Paramour. The friends we made along the way. This is if you don't romance anyone. Grace Under Fire. All the different Prince of Thieves. Trigger Happy. Rhapsody. Rustfall, I'm not sure. Drift, Jinx. Hunt and Seek. This is when you've romanced everybody. You have to play the game through. Anytime. Yeah, at least 8 different. 9 different playthroughs probably. Get that one. Very cool. Very cool indeed. That is the end of Arcade Spirits New Challengers. Of course, with the game the way it is, there are many different ways to play through, many different options, many different stories to be told, not just the ones that we did through on one thing. Like I say, there's an entirely separate story where you focus on your rival. You can have a friendly rivalry. You can have a not friendly rivalry. You know, there's entirely different plot points that we specifically ignored so we could focus on one or the other. You know, every chapter has people you can talk to, and you only have a limited number of people you can talk to within that. There's branching past every single way you go. A bunch of different stories to be told, not just the ones that I told through this one playthrough. So it's certainly something that if you're interested in this sort of game, you should check it out, grab it, play it. You do not need to play the original in order to play it, but you might as well. You get them both. They're not much. And Fiction Factory Games is a great group. If you're not in their Discord, you should join that. And looks like it's just in time for Mop to start streaming, so we'll go ahead and raid them. And until then, I will see y'all later. Bye.